Hi everybody, welcome to Live Blogger. In this tutorial series, we are building this bookmark manager using HTML, CSS and JavaScript. Now in the previous video, we created the design. Now in this video, we will start with the functionality using JavaScript. So let's get started. Alright, so here I'm in my source code and let's go ahead and start with the JavaScript. First of all, let's check whether we have linked it in the HTML file. So here we can see that we have linked the main.js file. Right now, the first thing we will do is we'll create a const called storage key. Now this will basically be the key to store the bookmarks in the local storage. So here, let's just name it shelf bookmarks. And let's create a variable called bookmarks. So we will use this variable to store all the stored bookmarks. Now we also need to create some more variables, but we will do that later. All right, now let's go ahead and create a helper function. So instead of writing, for example, document.getElementById and then writing the ID, we'll just create a simple helper for that. So let's type const $symbol equals, and we'll just get the ID over here. And here we'll just type document.getElementById, and here we'll pass the ID. So now instead of writing this whole thing, we can just simply write $symbol and just provide the ID over here. Right now, let's go ahead and create a function and let's call it save. Now in this function, we will just save the content to the local storage. So let's type const, let's call it JSON equals, and we need to stringify this bookmarks because this is basically an array. So we need to just type JSON.stringify and let's type bookmarks over here. And then we need to store this inside the local storage. So let's type localStorage.setItem, and the first argument will be storage key and the second one will be JSON. So whatever we have inside the bookmarks will be saved as JSON inside the local storage. Right now, let's create some helper functions. Now these helper functions will be useful in saving these details in a better way. So first of all, let's create a helper function to make sure that the URL starts with HTTPS. So here I'll just create a comment, make sure a URL starts with HTTPS. And here let's create a function. Let's call it normalize URL, and we get some value over here. So I'll just call it value. First of all, let's trim it so that we remove all the extra spaces. So let's type const trimmed equals value.trim. Now here let's go ahead and type if exclamation trimmed, then return blank. So for example, if the user just enters some space, then we don't want to store it as the URL. Now here let's also check whether it starts with HTTP. So here let's type or HTTP. All right, now let's go ahead and type if, and let's use regular expression. And here let's type / HTTPS ? And we also need to add these /. So for that we need to type // and let's do that once more, and one more /i.test, and let's type trimmed. So you have to type this exact thing and it will check whether the trimmed value has HTTP or HTTPS at the beginning. So if we have that, then we'll just return trimmed, and if we don't have that, then we'll just return it with HTTPS added. So let's type return. And let's use backticks and let's type HTTPS and let's type trimmed over here. So this is the normalize URL function. So if you go back to our website, and I'll just open the console and let's check the function. And here let's type normalize URL, and here let's type, for example, youtube.com. And here we can see that we get this result, https youtube.com. But if we already add the HTTPS, so for example, if I just type https google.com, then we can see that we get the same URL over here. So now we can see that the normalize URL function is working. So let's go back, and the next thing we will do is create simple title from the URL. So here we can see that the title is optional, and if we don't add the title, then the title will be taken from the address, which is the URL. So let's create a helper function for that. So first of all, I'll just create a function to get only the domain name from the URL. So let's type get only the domain name from a URL. And let's create a function called host of, and let's pass the URL over here. And let's add a try catch. And if we have any error, we'll just go ahead and return null. And here in the try, let's tap return new URL. And with URL, you can just go ahead and get the parts of the URL. So you can just type URL, which we get from here, and we can just type .hostname. So this will just give us the host name. So for example, if I just type something like google.com / something over here, then it will just give me this part right here. And we'll also go ahead and remove www from this. So let's tap replace, and let's use regular expression over here. So we are typing www dot, and we are just replacing it with blank. So this function will give us the host name without this www. And let's create another function to create a simple title from the URL. So let's create a comment, create a simple title from the URL, and let's create a function called title from URL. We'll just get the URL over here inside this function, and let's type const. Let's call it host equals host of URL. So this will give us the host name, and from that we need to remove everything that is after the dot. So if we have google.com, we just need Google from that. So let's type const name equals host.split, and we'll just split by dot, and this is the first dot. And if you don't have that, we'll just go ahead and type host, and let's return the name, but we want the first character to be uppercase. So let's type name dot char at 0. Now this is the first character, and let's type 2 uppercase plus name dot slice 1. So this will give us the rest of the characters. So now let's go ahead and check whether this title from URL works. So let's go back to our website, and let's type title from URL. Let's pass a URL over here. So let's type https google.com/contact, and here we can see we get this title Google from here. So title from URL is working all right. Now let's go back and let's create one more helper function for parsing the tags. So if we go back over here, we can see that we can enter tags over here, and we can enter them by just separating it with commas, but later we need to convert all of them into an array. So let's go back. Let's create a comment called convert comma separated tags into an array. Let's create a function called parse tags, and here we'll just get the value, and let's return value dot split, and we need to split the value by commas because tags will be separated with commas. Then the next thing we need to do is convert it into lowercase. So let's type dot map. Let's call it tag, and here let's type tag dot trim to remove the extra spaces, and let's type 2 lowercase. Now in this we'll also type dot filter, and here we will just remove any empty tags and also remove any duplicates. So let's type tag, and for the index let's call it index, and let's type all tags over here, and here let's type tag ampersand ampersand and all tags dot index of tag equals index. So what we are basically doing over here is that first of all we are checking whether there is a tag. So if you don't have any tag, so for example if the value is blank, then this will be considered false and it will not add it to the tags. And then we are checking all the tags, and we are checking the index of each of the tags. So for example, if we just add JavaScript, CSS and HTML and also CSS over here one more time, then it will just check whether this is the first instance of the tag. So for example, if for the CSS we have index of 1, then if we also have the index of 3 over here for the CSS, then it will just go ahead and filter that out. So in this way we are removing the empty tags and also the duplicate ones. So now let's go ahead and check whether this function works. So I'll just go ahead and copy this, and let's go back. Let's test the function over here. So let's type parse tags, and I'll just use these values and press enter. And here we can see that 3 of these values are added to the array. We have JavaScript, CSS and tutorial. The 4th one is not added because it has the same value. So it already had encountered it in index 1. So when it goes to the index 3, it will get to know that this is a duplicate value. So with that, all our helper functions are working all right. All right, now let's go back and let's create a load function. So here, after this, let's create a function called load. Now this function will basically load all the data from local storage. So let's type try catch, and here let's type const saved equals local storage dot get item. Let's type storage key, and let's just return JSON.parse saved. And if you don't have anything, we'll just return an empty array. And if you have any errors, we'll just go ahead and type return empty array. So now let's go ahead and call this function. Here let's type bookmarks equals load. So this will store all the bookmarks inside the local storage into this bookmarks variable. Let's also console.log it over here. So let's type console.log. Let's type saved bookmarks. Let's type bookmarks over here. Now let's go back, and now you can see that we don't have any bookmarks saved. Let's go back and let's go over here to bookmarks, and I'll just temporarily add some value over here. So here let's type title YouTube and the URL https youtube.com, and let's call this save function to store these bookmarks into the local storage. So let's call that function right here. And now if you go back, we can see that we have one value. So it is YouTube that we just saved. And even if we reload the page, we can see that the value is still there because it is stored inside the local storage. So here we can see, if you go to application and local storage, we can see that the value is stored inside the browser. So even if we reload the page, it still stays there. Alright, so with that, we have created the helper functions of our app. Now in the next video, we will start with rendering the local storage items over here. So that's basically it for this video. If you have any doubts, you can ask in the comments below. And if you like this video, please click on the like button and subscribe to this channel to get the latest video updates. Thanks a lot for watching. Have a nice day.